Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I know there's a lot of beads over here. So what I was trying to make is a multi-strand bracelet, actually a 3-strand bracelet. I already did this necklace, which I think the video will be already in my channel. Very pretty necklace. I really like the way this turned out to be. It's an amethyst gemstone pendant necklace with the GGC treasure bag, the amethyst accents. So I finished this necklace and I wanted to make a bracelet. I still have a lot of beads from this because we have full strands, and it is so we had a lot of beads, so I thought, okay, why not do a multi-strand bracelet, and I'm planning to do earrings as well. So I started making it. So the thing is, I used 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. I'm not gonna knot much. It's gonna be a macrame bracelet, but there is not a lot of macrame involved except for the sliding knot. So it's pretty easy, straightforward, it's simple. It's just stringing, but you're stringing on thread rather than you're stringing on bead stringing wire. So for this project I would need this, then probably a lighter, and then some scissors, and you're good to go. So the thing is, I already strung 2 strands of beads, which is right here. So this tube kind of a bead we got in the box, or the treasure bag as well. Such a pretty one. We had 2 of them in the bag. So I wanted to utilize this too. You can use this as the back, but I really want to be the focal thing. As you guys can see, it looks really pretty as a focal. So first I designed this um, um, strand of the bracelet. As I said, that's going to be 3 strands, and we have 2 of these tube beads, and then 1 strand will be without the tube beads, which was going to be the center strand. So 1 strand I used the 4 millimeter dyed amethyst beads, separated by 8 millimeter 8 seed beads in the silver color. This is the one I used. I have 8 seed beads from Hobby Lobby, so that's what I used between the amethyst, but you can use any seed beads you have available in stash. This is 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, so it will accommodate a 8 seed bead much better than a 11 seed bead. I don't think so it will accommodate 11 but you can try it out, but I don't want to try because it's very hard, and most of the time I get really frustrated with that. So if you're doing 11 seed beads, go down 1 notch. That means instead of using 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, you can use the 0.4 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. That would work, or 0.5 millimeter will work as well if you're using 11 seed beads. So I just strung these. No other like, it's not a complex pattern, it's just seed beads every other bead, and then this tube in the center. The next strand I designed another set like that. Let me see. So I cut about 20 inches of cord, okay, and then I strung these beads. So this is the pattern I followed, the tube in the center. Then I have to add 1 bead. So these are some metallic beads from my stash. These are not seed beads. As you guys can see, it is a metallic round bead. So it is a 4 millimeter as well. So I use that in here instead of the 8 seed beads because I really liked it. So the thing is, that, and then 3 of the turquoise bead, and then the metallic bead, and then the he shaped shell bead, metallic bead, 3 of the turquoise. Then I used the spacers that I used in the necklace as well. So this one is a spacer, and then stacked 3 of the hishi, then the spacer, then the same pattern as here I followed, and then I added 2, and then tube, and then I followed that back. So this is the pattern I followed. You can actually do which however you want. I want predominantly white and a splash of purple in this strand, so that's why I use that. So 2 strands are already done. We are going to design the center strand. Alright, so this is just simply stringing. So I didn't cut this cord yet, but once I string, and then I will cut the cord. So here is what I came up with, and I wanted to see if it looks good. Actually, I really like it. So the lighter color, this is a bicone bead, flattened bicone bead, and this is like a cube bead kind of, so faceted ones. So I added those, and then for the center I thought this bead will be a good option. So I'm just this is barrel beads that we got. This also has a purple and the uh, transparent color. So I'm just adding some as a centerfocal. So I thought I will add, I mean, I can add, so I just want to measure this, right? So the center part can be, you know, I have these spaces as well. I just feel that this is a bit, but it looks pretty, so I can do that. So add one more of the cuboid bead. I'm just seeing if it makes sense or not. This one, maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe we add only one. Let's see how it goes. So right here, this one right here, this one, and again the barrel bead, kind of like this. So there is a little bit of a rest for the eyes because it comes down the color wise. It's not as bright as this, so that kind of puts is very pretty. I like it. So but only thing I will add is, so we have to actually experiment and see if we like what we got. Otherwise it's not going to be a good one. We have to be completely satisfied. So it's okay, we can actually take off and restring and as much as you can until you get the finished piece which you really like. So there we go. So this I really like. I feel that that's kind of a perfect center. Actually, I pretty much like it a lot. So now I add 2 of the turquoise beads. So this is a breeze to string in. It has a nice big hole. You can even accommodate 2 strands, is what I believe. But I'm gonna make this simple. And in here I didn't add the metallic beads like this. I added the 8 seed beads. So followed by 2 of these Ishi shaped shell beads. This adds a nice color to it. It is not very stable color, like it doesn't have the same color for every bead, but it has that shades. Sometimes it's much darker, sometimes it's a little bit lighter, which adds a really nice touch. So I'm following the pattern that I followed here. So I came up with this pattern because I want this to be a set. I don't want this to be all 3 different, but you can do all 3 different. Just one purple and one of this white, and then the middle one also you can have pearls. We got a pearl strand as well in the box. You can do a lot of things with these. I'm also going to make a single strand for sure. bracelet with this bag. I'm kind of really liking it. I really like amethyst, one of my to-go gemstones, I would say. So it's not surprising for me that I like this box. And I think most people like amethyst. There's nobody who will not like amethyst, is what I feel. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like amethyst gemstone. And it's used like for as a healing gemstone as well. It's used really widely. So this bicone is really nice. The color, the lavender color, is the one which really attracts me a lot. I love lavender color. So there we go. So since this seed bead is not branded, it's a Hobby Lobby brand, so the shape and size of these differ, so I just kind of try my level best to add beads in the same size as much as I can. And then finally a purple. So I'm done with this, and I'm gonna cut about, say, as I said, 20 inches. So that's about 17, 18, 19, yeah. 20 inches is, I say it really generously. So if you want to cut down, probably 18 inches. Depends upon the, what to say. Okay, this is going to be big, as you guys can see. See, this is fully a lot. I mean, this is probably 7 inches to 7.5 inches long. Let me just put everything on the side, and we shall concentrate on our strands and see how long this is. I don't know where I put my, okay, this is about, say, there is 6 and about 6 3/4 of an inch, but I want only 6 inches because my wrist is a 7-inch wrist I have. So I really prefer to have bracelets for 7.5 inch, but macrame are tight fitting, right? It just you just pull the cords and you fit it to your wrist. So at that point of time, I don't want this much bead, is what I would say. But I can remove this and then see how it goes. I really don't like this ending, so let me see what I can do. I like the center part of it. I really like it. And you have to also just put a sliding knot here, right, and over here as well. That way you can see how it fits perfectly to you. So this kind of looks good, right? And then so as this, you can just see how well this looks together. Like this, it looks good. So now all you need to do is figure out the length of it. Let's come back to that later. First, let's see how long this is. Depending upon your wrist size, you can make it big or small. That's up to you. See, this is just a tad bit more. So if I remove these amethyst beads, this will be exactly 6 inches, which is what I want. So I take this off, take the beads, and let's do this. The turquoise strand, right? Let's see. You also have to take into consideration this part, right? You have to. So this one again, just a tad bit more. Okay. So if I remove this and this, okay, maybe this will be fine, is what I feel. Just a bit more, so I have to take this off. Okay. So see, perfect. So now comes the middle guy. So it is not perfect. You will have to stop at this point. So I need to change this a bit. What I'm going to do is, since if I take this off, as you guys can see, let me just take the sliding knot off. So I want this right here. If I take this off, then probably it's fine, but I'm a little skeptical of this, so I'll rechange this design, probably do something different. Okay, this one, yeah, something I need to do differently. I kind of like this a lot, so I will take this off. No more hishi beads, and take just this. This is where it will take a little bit of time, but it's all worth it, is what I feel. If I do this, since we are not doing any knots per se, so if you see this, still it's a bit more, right? So I should check whether I like this pattern or not. If I don't, I can actually change this a little bit. Maybe add 2 more of the turquoise beads. Okay. Maybe I don't have to add the amethyst, and I like that. That's perfect. So that's what I'm gonna do. Take these off and add one of the silver bead at the end. So seed beads are amazing spacer beads, you know. It adds that metallic touch. So I always buy seed beads in the metallic colors. If I go to a bead store and I don't find, so I don't have a plan, say for example, I just went to a bead store and then I didn't plan anything, I didn't have a list to buy, and I need to melt this end. So just be careful when you do this. When I don't have any list to buy and I happen to go, and then everybody whenever we see beads, okay, we can't hold ourselves back is what I feel. So I have to buy. In that case, it is safe to buy the metallic colors because you are invariably going to use it in any of the projects that you have available. It can match with a lot of colors, but if you go for solid colors, you should be knowing it. You should be having some kind of a project in mind. It will be limited is all I'm saying. The usage of the solid beads will be limited, wherein if you have a metallic colors, you will use that the most. So I always find myself buying metallic colors the more than my solid colors. So I go with gold, rose gold, bronze, antique copper, and antique bronze, that kind of thing. So I kind of like that, to have that in my stash. So I will always have those available. And then if I have any project, then I will have a list of what colors I want to. But if I have been given something, I always come up with some color combination that will go well with each other. So this is what it is so far, and these two are slightly bigger. So first of all, I'm gonna check this around my wrist. Okay, so I'm gonna check this on my wrist. So if I have it, see this is how much I have leftovers for the knot, which is not good really. So I need to take a little bit off here as well, because we have this bend that is taking some space. So I just keep, so the center part is a little bit smaller than this, which is a good thing. That's what we want. So this is what it is. So I need to take this off for sure. And in here as well, I need to take this off for sure, and this off as well. I guess no, this I can have it. Actually, yeah, well, we can make some adjustments always, right? Can't we? We can take this off, and then here also I need to probably take this off just to make sure. And this, yes, that's the size I want. So it's always good to do it right now than later, so that you know exactly what you're up to. So now I am ready to do that. So now if I see, it's exactly 5 something inches. So that's all I need, because I have to knot this. So that will also take up space. But when knotting, you need to be careful. This part is not rounded like this, so you need to be careful with that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take all 3 strands first. Okay, so you can take a barrel bead if it can accommodate all 3 strands, which is highly doubtful, but let's see if it can. Why can't we try it out, right? I just got only 1 strand of it. We have to melt everything together to see which bead we can accommodate all together. There we go. Take a scissor and cut this at an angle so it's easy for you to put it through and see if it goes through, which I have my doubts. So I tried, this bead went through, so I added on all 3 beads. Then I'm just gonna take the end, and it's pretty tight though, and then take it and then do an overhand knot just like that. Okay, there we go. Then add the bead at the end. So now this is there. So at this end I'm just gonna make a overhand knot as well, because I don't want any of the beads to go out. Just like that, just loosely. So now you hold this, and from the knot about say 3 inches, okay, exactly at 3 inches you can make another overhand knot. So let's just do this. 3 inches from the end knot. Okay, so if you keep it there, this knot should be no more than 3 inches in length. So see that, and you can individually pull the cord and make sure everything's nice and tight, and then move all the beads down to that knot. Right, there we go. So we want this to be the center, and as you guys can see, there will be a gap. Okay, that's inevitable, so don't worry about that. All we need is a nice fit when it sits around our wrist, just like that. Okay, now let's do this one right here. When you do, just be careful. As I said, we want this to be the center, so take it and make an overhand knot. When you do the overhand knot, hold it there and tighten the knot. You can individually pull on each card and see how it goes. So now you are ready. I will remove this overhand knot that we temporarily put so that the beads doesn't fall. Now 18 inches is more than enough, so that's a 3-inch mark. So I have this much left, so which is, now what I do is take all these cords together and melt them together so that I can add that one bead. Make yourself a needle, just like that, and then find a bead which has a big hole, trust me, and then take your pliers, because it has to hold all 3 strands, so it's a bit tough. Somehow that one left, see, this one broke the thing. So Again, melt and try. Now that we got one down, we have to get another one down as well. Let's see if this goes down. There we go. Lucky me. So now, again, a 3-inch mark. Just there. Take it, make an overhand knot with all 3 cords together, and before you tighten that up, make sure it's at that 3-inch mark. And now you can snip off the excess. So this much is left. So 18 inches would be perfect. Sometimes this doesn't work. Sometimes it works perfectly. So here we go. Snip that off. And while you melt this, sit in a well ventilated spot. Okay. So now you crisscross all 6 cords, and you take a 6-inch to 8-inch piece of cord, the same cord, and we are going to do the adjusting knot or the sliding knot. I have this secured to my Naughty Do doll. And let's do this. So I have here a 7-inch piece that I have cut. This is also 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, but you can, whichever cord you're using, if you're using 0.5 or 4, you can use the same. But I consider all 6 cords to be my base cord, and I keep this cord in the middle underneath. Take my left cord, keep it like a Q, take the right cord, go on top of the left cord, underneath and through this. Hold it right there, the 2 ends, keep your finger on top and do this. You don't have to have the Naughty Do it all, trust me. You can just tape this to your work surface and do it, or you can use clipboard, macrame board, whatever you have available. That's a Q and a P. See, I have kept like a Q. Take this on top, underneath and pull through, and the next one will be like a P. See this? The right cord goes on top, the left cord goes on top of the right, underneath and through this loop. So that's a Q and a P. Alternatively, we have to do that. This is the basic macrame knot. It's called square knot, and if you are not aware of this knot, go ahead and watch the basic macrame knot tutorial. In the description box below there is a link, so that you can go ahead and watch those and learn this. It's a very versatile knot to have under your belt. That's what I feel. I was very intimidated at the start learning all the different macrame knots, but once I learned it, I just can't keep doing it. It's never enough for me. So it's like I really like it a lot. And with people who has allergies, I think I can go for one more. So people who have allergies for metals, if you are just using gemstones for the beads, and then if you use this cord, there is no metal element, there is no clasp that you have to use. So it's an amazing thing. It's so short, it's okay. It's an amazing thing to use. So it's always a good thing if you know this, especially with people who has allergies, kids who, and also the thing is, if you don't know the size, the wrist size of the person you are making jewelry with, this is the perfect clasp to do other than if you know extend a chain or something like that. But this is perfect, right? It's like a very economical option too. Cord doesn't cost you that much. See this? So you just slide it open and slide it on. So I add it to my, and then hold on to it, and there we go. That's the bracelet. So I really like the way this turned out to be. Maybe a little bit more beads would have been fine, but I took that away. But that's okay. It's better this way than it being very loose. I really like the way this turned out to be. If you guys like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. And also, if you did try this one out with some beads you have or the GGC treasure bag that you bought, just let me know by clicking a picture and sharing it in our Facebook group, Jewelry Makers Paradise. There is a link down in the description box for that as well. I would love to see that. Thank you so much. See you. Have a good day. I'll meet you guys back in the next video. Bye bye.